between the hedges and across the state. This is where the dogs play.
Man, is there going to be some property destroyed tonight.
I want us to go out and execute, do the things we got to do, play to our standard, and go play fast.
Dogs on top.
15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a second consecutive national title.
Today, the Deep South's oldest rivalry continues.
Snap, pick up the blitz, and Bobo throws that thing in the end zone, and yes! Touchdown! Touchdown in the goal line!
Carson throws. There's Bowers, open at the 26, breaks away at the 20, to the 10, angles to the pylon, touchdown!
Georgia.
Gunner wants to throw, deep ball wide open, caught at the 10, and a waltz into the end zone down the sideline.
Auburn.
Got a really good football team. Got a lot of respect for Hugh. Gone against him for a lot of years.
The Deep South's oldest rivalry.
You got to cut it loose, and you got to be able to do that by what you've done to earn it. This team's practiced well. We got to do a good job going out and cutting it loose and earn it.
This is Georgia football. On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, Who's Got the Sauce? Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Pruitt Health, family makes us stronger. Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty. Modelo Especial, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. For 21 and up only. Please drink responsibly. By Barbasol, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. Sponsored by Aetna Medicare. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth, alongside former Bulldog Josh Brock. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Less than 5 minutes from kick, Georgia and Auburn. The white lights are out. The orange lights are on here at the stadium as they get ready for Auburn's entrance. Georgia's captains coming out of the locker room down on the far end of the field. Let's run through the defense quickly for Georgia. The probable starters for tonight, Kristen Miller, one of the captains tonight, will be on that defensive line for the Dogs. The 6'4", 310-pound junior from Ellenwood, Georgia, along with Jordan Hall.
It's actually pretty good, fellas. I tell you, there's a couple spots where you're like, all right, it's a little bit hillier than others, and the other side's a little bit flatter. But this is still a beautiful environment. I mean, the field looks great. There's a couple spots out here where you can see guys have kicked up some grass, but for the most part, looks like a great surface and a great site for some college football.
All right, Shock, thank you very much, and we are ready for that tonight. Auburn in their home navy blue tops, white pants, white helmets. Georgia on the road with white jerseys, silver breeches, and red helmets. And it'll be the Dogs kicking away from north to south. That's the far end of the field, and they're kicking it in this direction. It'll be Rayshawn Pleasant, transfer from Tulane, and a cornerback as the return man. He's the deep return man, and he is dangerous. He's got a long touchdown return on the kickoff already this season. And Peyton is very good at sending it through the end zone for the touchback. We'll see if that's what he does here as we are underway in Auburn, Alabama. Woodring's kick angling to the right from our vantage point, going to land in the end zone, roll over the back line for the touchback, and that's how we start tonight's contest. Auburn will have the football 1st and 10 on its own 25-yard line. The Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network is brought to you by Georgia Power. We're here for the win. Georgia Power is here for you. Jackson Arnold, the quarterback for the Auburn Tigers, the transfer from Oklahoma, 6'1", 219, from Denton, Texas. He's in the shotgun with Cobb to his left. They hand it off on a jet sweep, however, to Eric Singleton, the Georgia Tech transfer, the receiver from the right to left, and we bump him out of bounds on the near sideline after he runs that ball all the way up to the 40-yard line, bumped into the boundary by Kyron Jones in the secondary. So a quick 15-yard burst for the Auburn Tigers and a first down here in the first 15 seconds.
Auburn going to be very intentional in getting the ball in Singleton's hands. It'll be imperative for our Bulldog defense to find him every snap.
Same formation as last time. Play fake to Cobb, throw it out to Singleton to the left. and a screen with a blocker in front of him, and Singleton makes the catch, and he is tackled right in front of the Auburn bench by Raylan Wilson, the linebacker, at the 44-yard line. So I'll pick up a 4 there.
Great job by Kyron Jones creating a pile-up, which slowed the Auburn receiver down for us to be able to pursue and make that tackle.
2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. They're on their own 44, moving away from us from the broadcast booth. Snap it back to Arnold, hand it to Cobb. We grab his leg, he pulls away in the backfield and hops across the line of scrimmage on the logo. He stopped there, positive yardage after he pulled away from our would-be tackler in the backfield. That was C.J. Allen he got away from, and we stop him right around the 48-yard line, a gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Tigers on their own 48-yard line.
Kristen Miller with good penetration also in that Auburn backfield early.
They play fake to Cobb, dump it off to the tight end to the left as Arnold's pass to Frazier finds his target in the left flat. The big tight end at 6'7", 267 from Texas. And then he almost ran through a guy, but that was Kyron Jones that went low to make the tackle on him at the Georgia 45-yard line. That's a gain of 7 more into Georgia territory they go. And it's 1st and 10 Auburn on the Dogs 45. Now out of the pistol, Cobb behind the quarterback Arnold. They snap it back. Play fake. Arnold bounces and throws. Quick release and caught on the sideline, or they say incomplete. No, it's caught. Coleman right on the sideline. Little toe tapping down there. Cam Coleman, the sophomore from Phoenix City, Alabama, made the grab with Dalen Everett in coverage at the Georgia 35. A gain of 10. Auburn wants to go with a little tempo. And they're going to review the play, the previous play, to see if it actually was a catch. So the play is under review, brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. An official review is underway. Let's see if we can take a look at the replay and formulate our opinion.
I think it looks like he was juggling the ball as he was falling out of bounds. He did have his feet secure inbounds, but didn't secure the catch. At least that's what it looks like to me here, Scott, on our monitor.
It definitely looks like he got feet and toes there, but when he went to the ground, the nose of the football looks like it hit the turf, and he wasn't controlling it, so he didn't complete the catch, it looks like. That should be an incomplete pass. That's the opinion of this booth, correct? Yeah. Everybody raise their hand.
No homers.
Says, yeah.
No homers here believe that that's an incomplete pass. That's a legitimate call there. But Auburn did try to get up to the line quickly and get that ball snapped before the review could get buzzed down.
So Ken Williamson doing his due diligence. He's the referee, and he's communicating with the replay officials and the folks up the road in Birmingham at the SEC office. Take advantage of exceptional lease and finance offers on the versatile BMW X3 sports activity vehicle. For more details, you can see your local BMW center, or we'll give you another option. Visit BMWATL.com today, proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Tigers moving down the field quickly.
Well, and quickly is the word. So we talked in the Napa tailgate, how is Auburn going to get Jackson Arnold opportunities to deliver the football? So far in his drops, as soon as they've been real rhythmic, as soon as he gets to the top of his drop, that ball is coming out. Just like on that that second down, no catch from our perspective to Cam Coleman on the left sideline.
So apparently they got word that he may or may not have been holding on to the ball a little too long.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Just a bit. Just a bit. They watch film too and try to game plan on how to make their guys succeed.
Rats.
You wish they didn't.
All right, Ken Williamson going to make the announcement.
After further review, the pass has been ruled incomplete. Auburn's ball, 2nd 10, 45-yard line.
Auburn fans, there's a reason why they didn't show it on replay often on your screen in stadium.
So I don't know if you could hear over the booing from the fan base, but I think he said ball at the 45 of Georgia now, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. So that's the situation. We're just underway here, first quarter, not even 3 minutes into the ball game yet, just a little better than 2.5. Auburn with the first possession of the game. And they got Malcolm Simmons in the backfield with Arnold. He's a wide receiver. Now he'll motion out and line up in a bunch formation to the right. They go with an empty set and throw it to him quickly. A screen to Simmons. Makes the catch down the line, and he's quickly covered up by a couple of Bulldogs over there. Ellis Robinson and C.J. Allen make the tackle after a short gain to the 43. They got 2 yards out of that. 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers now on the Georgia 43-yard line.
3rd down, Georgia making a ton of substitutions here for this first 3rd and long of the game.
Arnold with Cobb in the backfield now. Cobb to his right. And Arnold in the shotgun. They snap it back. Arnold bounces in the pocket, holds on a little longer this time, dumps it over the line of scrimmage, and it's caught by Perry Thompson, a 6'3 receiver on a crossing route. He spun around in the middle of the field. We hit him and knock him to the turf. But he's going to get the first down at the 32-yard line, and the gain was 11. Auburn ready to go quickly. Play fake again to Cobb. Throw it again. Arnold completes the pass to Singleton. We chase him out of bounds on the left sideline. Singleton, the Georgia Tech transfer from Atlanta, with his second catch of the game. And Dalen Everett wrestles him out of bounds on the near sideline.
Dalen, a one-man wrecking crew. He defeats the block and makes the tackle for the Dogs.
3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7 on the Georgia 29-yard line for Auburn as they move down to the far end of the field. From our vantage point, Arnold in the shotgun. And this time he will hand it off to Cobb, who bounces out. He got a block on the left edge, a nice one too. It gave him the corner. And he angles towards the sideline, and he's run out of bounds in the vicinity and maybe inside the 25-yard line, right on the 25. 3rd down and 3 coming up as C.J. Allen makes the tackle for Georgia. Auburn with 3rd down and short here on the Georgia 20. Looks like the 23-yard line. Cobb to the right and a little back of Arnold. He gets the handoff, hesitates, sees the hole open, and drives straight down the hash and gets the first down inside the 20-yard line. So they move into the red zone. Kristen Miller and Gabe Harris made the stop for the Georgia defense, but Auburn moving consistently here on their opening drive. A 7-yard run that time for Cobb. And it's 1st and 10 Auburn on the Georgia 18.
Auburn able to get a good push against the Georgia defensive front that time to pick up that 3rd down.
Xavier McLeod and Jordan Hall in the interior of that defensive line for the Dogs. 3 men with their hand on the grass. And now the whistle blows, and Auburn wants a timeout.
Timeout, Auburn.
So Auburn has moved steadily from its 25 down into the red zone at the 18 of Georgia. And we've got a time with 9:51 to go. First quarter, we're scoreless here. Healthcare radio booth here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. A reminder to visit your local Toyota dealers for great offers on trucks during Truck Month. Truck like you truck in a 2025 Toyota Tacoma and Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID, Bulldog Sports Network. Tigers will keep it with Jackson Arnold on 1st down from the 18. He'll fake the jet sweep and just run it right behind his big line off the left edge. And he's going to push it forward close to the 10, maybe back on the 12-yard line. He got 6. So it's 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. They knock on the door now on the first possession of the game. And that was Joseph Ajonia that made the stop for the Georgia defense. Arnold in the shotgun, Cobb in the backfield. Now he wants to talk to his line a little bit. 9 seconds on the play clock. Snap it back. Again, another quarterback run. Arnold runs it right guard, right through the hole, and it closed at the second level. Xavier McLeod got over to him, the big redshirt sophomore from Camden, South Carolina, made the hit at the 9-yard line. A 3-yard gain for the Auburn quarterback. It's 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 for Auburn on the Georgia 9. Tigers trying to get on the board first here. Georgia hasn't had the ball yet. We played getting close to half the first quarter. Clock at 8:35 and moving. Got an H to the right and a back in the left of the quarterback. Arnold takes the snap and just runs straight up the gut. 3 straight carries now for Jackson Arnold. He gets the first down. And the fans down on that end of the field like that a lot. Raylan Wilson was the first guy to him, and then our other linebacker, C.J. Allen, made the hit on the 7. He only got 2 yards, but he only needed 1. He got the first down, so it's goal to go for the Tigers on the Georgia 7. Now the officials want to halt play temporarily.
The runner was down beyond the line to gain. The previous play is under review.
Now they're going to look at another one. The call on the field is that he got the first down, but they're going to review it. And since the play is under review, we will tell you that it's brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. And we'll take a look at the replay as well as soon as they put it up on the screen.
It's been a huge point of emphasis the last couple of weeks for them to be able to get this spot right. Here it is up on the screen. It's hard to tell if his knee was down at the line of scrimmage on the monitor here. It'll all be dependent upon when his knee hit and where the ball is in relation to that. And his knee never hit the ground on that view, so he was able to pick up the first down.
So the play is being reviewed, the spot of the football. 14th play of the drive coming up for Auburn. Well, they've had the ball. We're at the 8:01 mark in the quarter, and Georgia hasn't touched it yet.
Well, and you heard Coach Smart tell Shock, we got to tackle. You had Raylan Wilson in the backfield for Auburn almost immediately after the snap. Would have been able to get him down for at least a 2, maybe even a 3-yard stop there. Not able to get him. You can't just dive at this quarterback's legs and swipe at him and get him on the ground.
Still taking a look at the review with our referee, Ken Williamson. Georgia football is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. Fans on this end of the stadium see Cam Newton walking in front of them.
The field has been upheld. It's first down.
So they did get the first down. After all that, it's a first down as they called it on the field. So it's going to be first and goal at the 7. Cam Newton, the former Auburn Heisman winner, whose jersey is being retired tonight, strolling the sidelines. And every time the crowd sees him, they let out a big yelp.
Is it a yelp or a gasp for that hat that he has on?
I think it's a wiggle biggle or whatever. What
Wiggle
beagle. Wiggle beagle.
Speak glad, dog fans. You don't have to say that.
All right, Auburn down on the far end of the field. Goal to go on the Georgia 7. They snap it to Arnold. He's going to fake and throw into the end zone, and incomplete, broken up. Dalen Everett under the goalpost back there, tried to go to Cam Coleman. There's a flag down as well.
That is not pass interference. That is perfect pass defense from Dalen Everett.
Pass is incomplete, but the officials are going to discuss the flaggage.
Defense number 6.
Yeah, they called it interference on Everett.
Automatic first down.
Didn't touch him. Dalen threw his hands up in between the receiver's hands and broke it up. The only thing I guess you can call is face guarding still a thing. He did never turn his head.
Ball's on the 2.
Oh, he got a handful of jersey. That's what it was.
And it's first and goal at the 2. Auburn trying to take the lead here first. Snap it to Arnold. And he'll fake it to Cobb, and he'll stroll into the end zone left side. He had to block from his big tight end and untouched into the end zone. Auburn on the board first with a 2-yard touchdown run by Jackson Arnold.
You could tell Auburn's emphasis already is to let Jackson Arnold's legs be a key component in this game. That's 5 runs at least on that first touchdown drive for them.
Point after try on the way by Alex McPherson, junior from Fort Payne, Alabama. Will try to make it 7-0 Auburn. Boy, that was a time-consuming long drive. The kick is up, and it is good. And it's the Tigers 7, and the Dogs will get the ball here momentarily. 14-play drive, 75 yards, took 7 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock. Chauncey Bowen's in the backfield for the first time now. Drew Bobo up over the football, ready to snap it back to Gunner, and he does in the shotgun. Stockton, oh my goodness, sacked hard back at the 35-yard line or so by Robert Woodyard, the middle linebacker from Mobile, Alabama. Man, he came flying in like a missile and really laid the wood to Gunner. Ball's back on the 39, lost 7. My goodness. Nasty hit. Second down, 17 for Georgia now behind the sticks. Bowens in the backfield. Humphreys in motion across the formation. We run a screen with Branch on this near sideline, and Auburn eats it up. Branch caught the ball but had nowhere to go. Xavier Atkins, the linebacker, on the tackle for Auburn. And he didn't even get back to the 40-yard line.
Auburn ready for the first bubble screen of the night by the Georgia offense. Defended very well. Previous play, running back can't lose sight of the Mike linebacker. Mike linebacker saw the running back go out in for a pass route, and then, of course, here comes the Green Dog blitz. That's who laid the wood to Gunner on the previous play.
Branch got a half yard, so they call it 3rd and 16 now on the 40. And it's getting loud at Jordan Hare. Snap back to Gunner. Here comes blitz pressure by Falk on the right side, and Gunner spins away from it, throws it incomplete on the Georgia sideline. Cash Jones, there's a flag back towards the middle of the field.
It's in the vicinity of what might be a defensive holding, although Hugh Freeze is declining something.
Ken Williamson said pass interference, if I deciphered that correctly, and Auburn will decline the penalty. And that'll force Georgia into a punting situation here on 4th and 16 from their own 40.
Poor offensive operation on that first 3rd and long of the game. Bo Hughley got lost, went the wrong direction in pass pro. That gave the free rusher at Gunner Stockton.
Here's Brett Thorson to punt it away. Not real high, but a pretty good deep kick. And it's going to be returned by Simmons. He catches it at the 10, angles immediately to his left, and quickly across the 20 towards the Auburn sideline and hit around the 25-yard line. They may bring it back a yard or so. He ran into a crowd of folks there. 50-yard punt drive they had was a mammoth one. 14 plays, 75 yards, but the big thing was, they ate clock. Almost 7.5 minutes, 7:21 in 14 plays.
Auburn's seen something in their preparation that first drive, Scott. They just attacked the edges of this Georgia defense all the way down the field. Georgia really had no answer for it.
Dogs have Josh Horton up on that defensive front now. Redshirt sophomore, transfer from Miami, along with Miller. Arnold in the shotgun, going to hand it to Cobb. Oh my goodness, he's got a huge gaping hole at right guard and right tackle and just shoots right through it into the Georgia secondary. And we stop him at the 35-yard line after a quick 10-yard run. They didn't get a full 10, however. Second down in inches. That was a gigantic hole. Auburn's line is ready to go. They're up over the football. Georgia's defense still moving around a little bit. Arnold in the shotgun. Cobb offset to his right, a little bit on his right hip. Play fake and a throw. Far sideline and incomplete. And there comes the flag. And another flag. They're going to get DeMello Jones for pass interference. Trying to go to Eric Singleton, running straight down that right sideline. And Georgia with another pass interference penalty. That's our second defensive pass interference penalty. We had one on offense, but Auburn declined it. DeMello just shoving Singleton near the sideline, so Auburn with a big 15-yarder. And that'll put them up on their 47-yard line.
It's not a penalty if you squeeze him into the sidelines like DeMello did. You just got to get your head turned around and try to make a play on the ball. That's not a penalty if you do that.
Tigers 1st and 10 on their 47. Arnold claps his hands, now stops and looks to the sideline to his left. Dogs defense moves around on that front line. Arnold, play fake, pulls it down, throws it off the hands of the tight end on a quick cross from left to right. Frazier couldn't handle the hot potato, and the ball went high in the air, but Georgia couldn't catch it on the deflection, and it's incomplete.
Chris Cole, good coverage, picking up the tight end across the formation. They're batting that ball away, tipping it up in the air in the middle of the field, Scott. That's usually when good things happen. Let's keep doing that.
It had so much on it, though. That ball landed about 10 yards farther downfield in the secondary. 2nd and 10, Auburn on their own 47. They lead it 7-0. Arnold on a jet sweep to Simmons, running to his left. And he gets to the numbers, to the corner, into Georgia territory quickly. Tackled down at the 39-yard line by Ja'Cory Thomas. And Auburn goes fast after picking up 14 and a first down. They snap it back. Arnold with time. He throws a dart. Caught. Tumbling to the ground near the 30 is Cam Coleman for Auburn. He got 8. It's on the 31. 2nd down and 2 for the Tigers. Let's go down to Shock on the Attorney Ken Nugent sidelines. DJ, what do you got?
Hey, you guys were spot on when we talk about DeMello Jones in the pass interference. I heard Coach Smart tell him right there, hey, you were in great phase. Just get your head around. So he wasn't totally upset, but he was like, hey, you'll be just fine.
Dogs with a lot of defensive substitutions now. You got Justin Williams and Raylan Wilson at linebackers. And Arnold going to play fake, bounce in the pocket with time, throws to the sideline, and broken up on the sideline at the 25 away from the tight end. And that may have been Aguero, I think, that got a hand on it. Was it Jonell?
Dalen Everett over there with a great job on pass defense. The ball was in the big tight end's hand. You talk about a mismatch. 6'7", 260 against 5'10", 190. I think that's what Dalen goes for.
Tigers 3rd and 2 on the Georgia 31-yard line. They lead 7-0. And they hand it to Cobb, who swings out wide to the right, racing for the corner. He's going to get there and get the first down, I think. Aguero went for the tackle and ended up just sliding in the grass between the sidelines and the numbers. And Cobb was able to turn the corner and get the first down as Aguero was chasing. Picked up 6 yards on that run, and it's 1st and 10 Auburn as they are on the move again, leading 7-0. Less than 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Auburn just brought in a 6th offensive lineman for this play.
And Singleton, the lone wideout to the right, as they move down to the far end of the field again. Arnold hands off Cobb. At right tackle, big hole, lots of space, gets to the corner, sideline. They belt him out of bounds. Here comes the flag. They hit him inside the 10-yard line. And the flag came out pretty quickly there.
Now the referees are 1 for 4 on getting a holding call so far in this game.
Let's say Auburn was holding, I believe. That's correct.
Holding, offense number 1.
They got Singleton.
First down.
You know, holding doesn't seem adequate on that particular call. I mean, that was like a mugging on the outside on Dalen Everett, as we see it on the screen now. Gave him a hug. It's like their brother-in-laws.
So that backs up the Tigers 10 yards. First and 12, so it didn't back them up 10 yards at all, just from the spot of the hold. 1st and 12 with the ball on the 27. And their left tackle, Xavier Chaplin, with a false start. And that's the guy that's had problems with that all season long. He's got a bunch of those, and they tested his hearing, and they found some issues there, according to head coach Hugh Freeze.
Keep your eye on the ball. It's kind of easy as an offensive lineman. If you can't hear the snap one way or the other, whether it be crowd noise or any other thing. Just keep your eye on the ball. It's easy, right, Scott?
Yeah. So you say. Back-to-back penalties for the Tigers. Arnold with a play fake. He'll throw, and the tight end Howard is wide open. Preston Howard, transfer from Maryland, no relation, all the way down inside the 20 and down to the 14-yard line. 18 yards, and he was wide open.
That's another bust defensively for the Dogs. You're not the blitzer. You're in pass defense. You cannot rush the quarterback and let the tight end just sneak out the back of the formation like that. Auburn will beat you with that. Hugh Freeze has made a literal career of that particular play.
Damari Alston is in the backfield now for the Tigers. Out of the shotgun, Arnold operates. He'll play fake, throw. Coleman goes up high in the left flat, makes the catch. And inside the 10, and we wrestle him out of bounds. Looks like the 6 or 7 yard line or so. DeMello Jones, a sophomore from Swainsboro, on the tackle and in coverage. And that's the end of the quarter as Auburn picks up 8 down to the 6 yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2 when we come back. So first 4 on the ground in the first quarter. Here's a big number, too. We just haven't had the ball. 3 minutes and 26 seconds, Georgia's time of possession in the first quarter. Auburn had it 11 minutes and 34 seconds, and they are perfect on 3rd down. 5 for 5, and they're knocking on the door again. They've got it 2nd and 2 on the Georgia 6 as they switch ends of the field. Now they're working down here in our backyard right in front of us. Jackson Arnold in the shotgun. Alston in the backfield. They hand it to the little guy who runs to the right, and he runs into a wall of white shirts on that right edge. He never was able to turn the corner at the 10, and the Dogs gobble him up. Led by Raylan Wilson and Jonell Aguero. He actually lost yardage on the play. He lost 4 back to the 10, so it's 3rd and 6. They've been perfect, as we said, on 3rd down tonight. 5 for 5. Here's another 3rd down play for the Tigers. They give it to Alston. He hesitates. He tries to outrun Allen, who holds him up a little bit, and then the cavalry arrives. DeMello Jones and Jonell Aguero with a good hard lick on Alston. He did not get the first down, running to the left side. He got to the 7. He picked up 3, and now it's field goal time for the Tigers. 4th and 3 on the Georgia 7. Dogs defense that time, Josh, stretched it out nicely.
Absolutely. Violent run defending that time, too, by DeMello Jones. Everybody wants to know why he's playing. That's it right there.
Here's Alex McPherson for the field goal try. Near hash, kicking this way to the right, and he boots it up and through a 25-yard chippy. And that puts Auburn up 10-0. So they have the ball for 5 minutes and 32 seconds that time. They get 3 points out of it. A 12-play drive and 70 yards covered, and a 25-yard Auburn field goal puts the Tigers up 10-0. Now the Dogs are going to get it for a second time, and now we'll see if they learned anything from that first series as they touch the ball for only the second time in the game here, as we're a little more than a minute into the second quarter.
Got to get going here, Scott. That we got to have a little bit of E here of the PFE that Coach Smart likes talking about. We know there's passion, we know there's fire, but we got to have that energy. You're on the road. You have to answer at this point in time. There needs to be a score put on the board for the Dogs offensively. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Preferably, it would be nice to have a nice long drive to give your defense a little bit of a break.
We're not kidding.
I mean, we're going to be gassed at this point in time with the number of plays that Auburn's run already just in the first quarter.
Dogs ran 6 plays in that first 15 minutes. That's it. Here's Gibbs to kick it away. They fake a jet sweep and run with Arnold. He runs right through the blocking on his right side and heads this way into Georgia territory and upended at the 41. Raylan Wilson with the tackle.
Old school power O with the quarterback, had jet sweep motion, which got Georgia's eyes chasing it and missed the gigantic hole that Jackson Arnold had to run through there.
Ball spotted at the 42 was a 9-yard run by the Auburn quarterback. 2nd and 1. Dogs with Horton. And is that Griffin? Yeah, Griffin's one of our other linemen up front. And they hand it off to Alston. He runs it straight ahead. He's the smaller of their two backs, Cobb and Alston. But he gets plenty to just move the pile right in there behind his big lineman. He only needed a yard. They got that easily and picked up the first down running straight ahead. Elijah Griffin, the freshman defensive lineman for Georgia, makes the tackle at the 37. Got 5 on just a surge up the middle. 1st and 10 on the Dogs' 37. Auburn moving in this direction with a 10-point lead.
Georgia showing blitz on the left side here with Raylan Wilson. See if they follow through with it post-snap.
Chris Jones, one of the linebackers on this left edge. They hand it off to Alston, and he's hit near the line of scrimmage at the 35. It looks like he'll get 2. Just running it straight up down the field between the hash marks. Justin Williams, a linebacker, and Elijah Griffin, the defensive lineman, on the hit for Georgia. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 Auburn on the Dogs' 35. They're taking their time. Play clock under 20, and Auburn's offense just kind of standing around waiting for their cue from the quarterback, Jackson Arnold. 5.5 minutes, now less than that, remaining in the first half. Snap back, play fake, quick throw, out to the left. It's caught out in the left flat around the 32-yard line. Perry Thompson makes the catch, dances a little bit, picks up positive yards. Tackled by Gabe Harris and DeMello Jones out on the perimeter. And he didn't quite get the first down. He got a good chunk of it, but it's 3rd and a yard to go. Ball's on the 28. He picked up 7.
Long throw from Jackson Arnold out to the perimeter, singling out Georgia's 101 defender. Good job open field tackling.
Tigers 6 of 8 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. And they'll hand it off to Alston. He's looking for room on the right side of the line of scrimmage, and there's not a whole lot there. The Dogs piled it up nicely, but he may have enough of a surge to get the first down. Let's see when they unpile everybody. Yep, he did. He only needed 1. Kristen Miller, one of the guys in there jamming up the works, along with Justin Williams, the linebacker. But he got the yard that he needed to the 27. That's all he got, but he got a first down.
Some of the best penetration across the board all night from Georgia's defensive front, but Auburn still able to push the pile across for a first down.
Tigers with another slow, methodical drive. They've had 2, and this is their 3rd. They've had points on the first 2. They'll hand it to Austin. And Austin up the hash mark is going to be hit from both sides near the 25-yard line. Williams with another stop, and Quintavious Johnson, the linebacker, with a piece of that tackle at the 26. They're getting 1 yard at a time. That's what that run was, 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 on the Dogs' 26. Less than 3.5 to play in the quarter, and Auburn leads at 10-0. Dogs need a defensive stop, a big play here to slow this Auburn offensive train. They run Singleton in motion to the right. Play fake Arnold. He's looking downfield. Here comes pressure. He avoids the rush. Arnold puts it in his left arm and heads to the sideline. He gets outside the numbers and beats the Georgia defense out of bounds, and there's a flag down.
Going to have holding on Auburn's offensive front.
Holding, offense number 72. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 2nd down.
That was on Isavian Miller, who's in for Wright at right guard. Wright was injured a little bit earlier. Miller, a senior lineman from Memphis, called for holding. Kristen Miller got a good wind sprint in that time, chasing Arnold to the sideline. And that'll back up the holding penalty. Will back up Auburn to their 36-yard line. 2nd down and 19.
Miller had to hold there because the Mack truck C.J. Allen came through and just absolutely annihilated him in the hole. Miller just grabbed a hold of him as he fell down.
.304 remaining second quarter. Auburn goes with an empty backfield. 3 receivers to Arnold's right and 2 to the left. He'll throw to the left on a quick cut in from the receiver Coleman. Coleman makes the catch, and he's tackled immediately around the 31, 32-yard line by Everett and Chris Cole, and now Everett is shaken up on the play. He was in on the tackle, and he's still on the turf and being tended to.
Yeah, that was some friendly fire there with a violent collision.
We'll look at a replay. Coleman made the grab, and then Chris Cole and Dalen Everett collided, and Everett being tended to on the field. Right now, with the clock stopped at 2:53 remaining second quarter, it's going to be 3rd and 14 coming up when we snap the ball again. Auburn got 5 yards on the play. Ellis was already shaken up tonight. He's been out, and he's still out, right? He hasn't come back, and
yeah, we've seen him run around the field.
Has gone out again tonight.
We've seen Ellis out there trying to run around on the field a little bit to see if he can get himself back ready to play, but has not returned to the game.
Dalen Everett is sitting up on the field now. That's good news, and now he's being helped up, and that's even better news. And he will walk on his own towards the sideline. I'm guessing they'll take him into the tent. We shall see for further examination. 3rd and 14, the down and distance for the Auburn Tigers on the Georgia 31-yard line. They lead the Dogs 10-0. Georgia has been unable to get anything going offensively.
Well, and watching the kickers warm up in the pregame, Scott, it's important. Yes, we want to get a stop right here on 3rd down, but also, too, this is a difficult field goal if we can hold Auburn to very few yards gained here, or hopefully no yards gained. We need to keep them as far away from the end zone as possible.
Yeah, they use 2 kickers from time to time. Gibbs is their long-distance kicker if it's probably 45 yards or more, perhaps. McPherson's long this season is less than 40. But we'll see what happens here on 3rd and 14 from the 31. 3 receivers to the near side for Auburn. 1 back in the backfield. And Arnold going to pull it down and run to the 25, to the 20. veers to the far side. 15, 10, 5. Gets ready for a collision inside the 5. And we knock it down at the 4. He found a lot of green space off the left side of the line of scrimmage. And he more than picked up the first down. Now they're knocking on the door again inside the Georgia 5 down to the 4-yard line. 32-yard run. Raylan Wilson, C.J. Allen, and DeMello Jones had to tackle him deep in the Georgia secondary. Goal to go on the Bulldog 4 and a timeout. But before we break, let's pause 10 seconds. Farms, second quarter, not much better than the first for Georgia. Auburn has 94 yards in the second quarter. Georgia has 6. The Tigers with 3 points thus far. Georgia has yet to score tonight. The Dogs have rushed for 6 yards in the second quarter. Auburn 48, and they've got a goal to go on the Georgia 4, trying to add to a 10-0 lead. 3 receivers right now. They bring a tight end in motion to the left and hand it off to Alston, running straight into the pack, right down the hash mark, and the Dogs jam it up around the 3 or so. We'll see where his forward progress was, as Xavier McLeod got his big body in a gap and jammed it up. They put the ball down inside the 3. 2nd and goal from that spot. And Georgia uses another timeout here after the 2-minute timeout. 1:54 on the clock here in the second quarter.
This goes without saying, of course, that Auburn, I would say that they've got 2 more downs, or they have the rest of the downs here. I don't think they're going to try to kick a field goal because they're going to get the ball to start the second half. We get the ball to start the second half. But this is an opportunity for Auburn to try to put this game away in the first half. They know Georgia is a strong second half team. I would bet they use every down they have to be able to get this ball into the end zone and not try to kick a field goal.
But they don't seem to be showing any fear of Georgia's defense at the moment either. So I would say definitely 4 downs here.
Auburn has absolutely bullied us up front all game so far.
2nd and goal from the 3. Dalen Everett back in the game now after being shaken up a few plays ago. That's good news.
Ellis Robinson back in also.
Harris and McLeod and Hall and Johnson across the front line for Georgia. 2nd and goal from the 3. They snap it to Arnold. He's going to keep it and run. And he down the hash, falls across the goal line. Hey, no signal yet. The Auburn fans erupt on this end of the field. They thought he was in the end zone, but they spot the ball down shy of the goal line. So he got 2.5 yards. It's 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Now the officials may look at this one. Let's see. Well, they showed a replay on the video board.
I think his elbow was down before the ball crossed the line of scrimmage.
They're only on the field because the runner was short of the goal line. Previous play is in review.
So you heard Ken Williamson, the referee. He's got to take a long jog back down to the far end of the field. About a 70-yard run or jog. And that'll give us plenty of time to tell you that the play is under review, brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Well, they're going to review to see if Arnold scored the touchdown or not. They've spotted it shy of the goal line with 1:45 to play in the half. Auburn threatening to extend a 10-0 lead. Now the fans think he scored, but let's see. Arnold's elbow hits.
Yeah, Auburn thinks that they scored. They keep showing the replay on the big screen here. Either way, if he didn't score, it's 3rd down in the nose of the football on the next play.
From that angle, as we look at the replay, Josh, I mean, the elbow is down. It doesn't look like the ball's broken the plane. And with that, I mean, the call on the field is it did not. So they need another video view, I would think, to overwhelmingly show that he did break the plane. And from that angle, I didn't see that.
What do they say? The indisputable evidence for it to show that it was? I don't know if that's indisputable.
So they're just inches away from the goal line. So the officials will continue to do their thing here to determine whether or not they got the call right. We'll take a look at the Modelo scoreboard. They've reached halftime in College Station.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It'll be 2nd down.
I think it's 3rd down. Yeah, he didn't get in. That's what Mr. Williamson was saying. Texas A&M leads at the half over Florida, 21-14. Southern Cal with a 14-7 halftime lead over Michigan out in California. LSU's taking the lead now from South Carolina, 10-7. They're in the second. Clemson throttling Boston College in the second, 31-10. Texas Tech 21, Kansas 14. They are in the second out in Lubbock. Here it's 10-0 Auburn, but the Tigers on a 3rd and goal from inside the 1, threatening for more here. Dogs with Griffin, Big Ogboko, Miller. J.J. Hanna is out there, Harris, Elo Madozi. All of them across that line of scrimmage right now, and now Georgia will call a timeout. So after the play review,
Georgia.
the Dogs decide to use a time with 1:39. No time ran off the clock. And Georgia will huddle up one more time to get things together, make sure everybody's on the same page. Here's the play call. Let's keep them out of the end zone.
That's right.
All right, on 2.
And the only thing that I could think of is that the little huddle that Auburn had, that one of the coaches upstairs saw personnel in that maybe we weren't prepared for with all of those defensive linemen in the game. So no need to give up an uncontested shot here at a touchdown. And it does look like we're coming out with pretty much the same defensive front that we just had. Maybe one less defensive lineman. Yeah, one less big body defensive lineman, one more pass rusher type body. Gabe Harris, Quintavious Johnson, Justin Williams on a knee on the goal line.
Auburn breaks the huddle. Look at this. Looks like the victory formation. Everybody's in tight. They give it to Arnold. He just dives over the top. No signal yet. There's a big pile on the goal line. Still no signal. Georgia came out with a ball. Kyron Jones has the ball. Is going the other end of the field. No signal yet. Now the officials will stop play. Official timeout. And Jones has run down to the far end of the field with the football in his hands. I don't even know if the officials have looked down there. Kirby's trying to get their attention to say, look, we've got the ball down to the other end.
Georgia ball.
Williamson says it's Georgia ball. The referee says it's the Dogs ball. Now Kyron Jones ended up in the end zone down on the other end. So there was a fumble in that pile. Arnold tried to go over the top.
That ball's out.
Raylan Wilson knocked the ball out as Jackson Arnold tried to break the plane and go over the top. We're looking at a replay here with just 22 bodies just about laying there. The ball was still sitting on top of one of the players.
Kyron Jones pulls it out. Let's see if he fell on the ground as he pulled it out.
Still watching the replay.
He's on a body. He never touched the ground. He was on a body.
He did not. They may have, they've gone down to the other end of the field for another play review.
The problem is, I didn't hear a whistle blow. Did y'all hear a whistle? I didn't hear one. So the only thing that could really blow that play dead right there is an inadvertent whistle.
Plays under review once again, brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. The review monitor in the booth is getting a workout tonight. So Arnold apparently fumbled the football trying to go over the top as Raylan Wilson poked it away from his hands, and it looked like the ball sat on top of the pile on the backs of the players, and that's when Kyron Jones gathered it in. And from one vantage point that we saw on the replay, it didn't look like when he had the ball, it didn't look like he touched the ground.
Here's the important part of this. They ruled the ball Georgia's ball on the call on the field. They did not reward Auburn a touchdown. They said it was Georgia's ball. And that ball is clearly out as it comes across the goal line there. We'll see if their opinion is the same.
They've got the ball spotted at the 9-yard line right now while Ken Williamson, the referee, is down on the other end of the field.
Which that's funny.
Reviewing the play.
Referees had no clue where the ball even was.
It was down on the far end of the field in Kyron Jones's hands.
The entire Georgia bench was, hey, the ball's down there, guys. The ball's on the other end of the field. This is shades of Sean Jones 2003 at Tennessee.
Now, Kyron ran all the way into the end zone. He had one guy with him. I didn't see who the guy was with him, but he had a bit of an escort. He was not being chased, of course, and he just ran down to score to finish the play. And we'll see how all this is sorted out by the replay officials in Birmingham and the replay officials here at Jordan-Hare and our referee officials here on the field.
Man, this could be an incredible turn of events. And remember, Kirby Smart used a couple of timeouts and didn't allow the clock to just wind down. So if Georgia does, in fact, get the ball, where do they get it?
Yeah, we've got 0 left for the half. And the play is still being reviewed, so this is a long and thoughtful process here. There's a lot to
this place
unpack, so to speak.
This place is bubbling. If they say that this is Georgia football, the top's going to pop off of this place.
They continue to show the replay on the big scoreboards here atop the stadium. And the crowds, the ones sitting under us here in this south end zone, they're excited every time they show the replay.
Raylan Wilson punched the ball out. Auburn fans get excited at this point in time when they see the ball go across the goal line, but what they don't understand is that Jackson Arnold does not have control of the ball when he goes across the goal line, Scott.
Yeah, if he did not break the plane with the ball before it came out of his hands, then obviously that is not a touchdown, and the ball was loose on the pile as Raylan Wilson, the linebacker, punched it out for Georgia. He may have been. We're looking at an enhanced replay now from our booth. It looks like it may have been even coming out as he was going up before Wilson punched it out. It's kind of hard. The picture's kind of grainy that we're looking at because they've enhanced it.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a TV shot here in the stadium, folks. This is the in-stadium camera and our monitor in the booth. It's like you're watching your tube TV in 1984. That's how grainy the picture is.
Long replay review, and certainly one side's not going to like the outcome when they finally come back with a decision, because Auburn thinks they scored. Georgia thinks they have the ball. They actually did score on the other end. That Kyron Jones ended up with the ball and ran down to the far end of the field into the end zone. But they're still reviewing this one. We should have put a clock on this thing. This has got to be better than 5 minutes on the review already. All right, here's Ken Williamson with the announcement.
After further review, the runner lost control of the ball prior to reaching the plane of the goal line. Ball was fumbled, covered by the defense, and then throws the ball at the 1 yard line.
Well, they didn't get the touchdown, but neither did Georgia. I think he said, if I could hear, I couldn't hear him clearly, but did he say 1 yard line? Is that where they're putting it?
1 yard line, minus 1 yard line.
So why was the ball dead on the 1 yard line? Did we have a player touching it at the 1 yard line?
No.
I mean, still, we're looking at the replay. The ball's still sitting on top of the pile there. It was never.
I guarantee you, their thought is that's when they thought the play was dead, and they blew the play dead there, and that's where it should be.
That goes back to what you said. We didn't hear a whistle.
Didn't hear a whistle. Nope.
But apparently there was one, because Georgia has the ball now. So Auburn denied a touchdown. Georgia just trying to get it out off the goal line. The ball's on the 1. Georgia's going to let Gunner just take it. We're just going to push him off the goal line. 3 guys are driving him off the goal line just to try to get some room, and they push him a yard. Delp and Lucky and Frazier all got behind Gunner Stockton, who took a snap under center, and they just shoved him forward for about a yard. That was about all we could get.
Auburn.
So Auburn's got timeouts. Georgia has none remaining, and the Tigers use one here. And I'm sure they're thinking, if we can hold the Dogs, we can get the ball back with time on the clock. 1:26 remains in the second quarter, and it's a 10-0 Auburn lead. And Auburn fumbles on the goal line with Jackson Arnold, the quarterback, trying to go over the top of the pile. He only needed inches, and he lost the ball going up over the top of the pile, and apparently the officials blew the whistle after the ball came out. It never touched the ground, and Georgia never had a player touch the ground with the ball in their hands. Kyron Jones got the ball off the pile and turned around and under instruction ran the distance of the field and was in the end zone on the far end of the field, but Georgia was not granted a touchdown. So here we go. Now it's second. He may have gotten a yard, although the scoreboard says it's still 2nd and 10. The ball's on the 1. It's a little outside of the 1, maybe by a few inches. Big Josh McCray comes into the game in the backfield. The quarterback and the running back are in the end zone, trying to get it off the goal line. McCray bounces out left. He's got 5 to the 10 to the 15, breaks the tackle there and lumbers out of bounds shy of the 20. Picks up a big Scana Energy first down. How about that?
Longest play of the night for the Dogs offensively comes backed up on your own goal line. Huge run that time by Josh McCray.
They bring it back to the 18, about a 16, 17-yard run, and he got out of bounds. Clock at a minute 20. Can Georgia go down and get points and completely turn the shape of this game? Cash Jones in the backfield on 1st and 10. He motions out into the right flat. We throw it to him there. He's got blocking. Cash to the 25 and out of bounds on the far side of the field. Seven yards on the pass play to Cash Jones and out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:14. 2nd and 3 for the Dogs on our 25. So we've come off the 1 after Auburn fumbled it on the goal line.
You got a good shot here, good opportunity, second down and manageable distance here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Georgia try to take a shot. Colby Young out to the right side of the Georgia offense. Looks like he has one-on-one coverage.
Juan Gaston is back in at right tackle, too, for Georgia. Out of the shotgun, Gunner works, quick throw over the middle, and a twisting catch. Lawson Lucky, middle of the field between the hash marks, falls to the turf around the 32. Lucky with his first grab tonight from Norcross, Georgia. The Dogs go quickly. They get the first down up at the 32, a gain of 7. 1st and 10. Gunner leaks out of the pocket to the right, and hold on. Officials are blowing the play dead.
Going on the field, the runner retains a first down. Previous plays under review.
Oh, my goodness. What is that, 5 or 6 already tonight?
That's a lot. They're reviewing if it's a catch. It looked like it was a good, solid catch from Lucky from our vantage point here because the ball was going away from us. We don't have a great vantage point of anything in this game but that one, right? That play was going away from us.
So Ken Williamson again with that slow jog down to the far end of the field. He's like, can y'all move the monitor on this end of the field? They're going to look in for the spot of the ball on that last play. 61 seconds showing on the clock here in the second quarter. That suddenly will not end. 1st and 10. And the ball on the 32-yard line at the moment. We shall see. Let's go down to Shock on the sidelines, brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. DJ.
Fellas, as you probably realize, the sideline's a little bit different now after that big-time play. A little bit of a pick-me-up, a little rejuvenation from both sides after that big-time play. Defense came right over talking to the offense saying, let's get something going. So hopefully this is something that can rejuvenate this team as we go forward.
Shock, are you picking up on the sidelines anything about while that play was blown dead in the pile? Did the officials actually blow the whistle and blow the play dead after it came out?
Yeah, from my vantage point from down here, I didn't hear a whistle. So I thought it was still live, and they kept it going. So it's interesting that it came out that way, but I didn't hear a whistle call either.
Same with us. All right, thanks, Shock.
The field is upheld. It's first down, Georgia, the 32-yard line. Please put 1 minute, 10 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah. Your first indicator that was a catch is that there was no replay review in this stadium. You knew. So that was a good catch all the way from the very beginning. No need for a review there.
So 1:10 on the clock now. 1st and 10. Dogs on their 32-yard line. It's 10-0 Auburn in the final minute and seconds of the second quarter. Cash Jones in the backfield with Stockton. He's to Gunner's left. Bobo snaps it back in the shotgun. Gunner pressured from behind. He runs away from it. And he'll pull up and throw it to Colby Young, who catches it right on the Georgia sideline and quickly gets out of bounds at the 43 or so.
Great job escaping pressure that time from Gunner Stockton, able to find Colby Young in a scramble drill on the sideline. Boy, I tell you what, as bad as Georgia's 2 minutes looked earlier on this season, we have utilized the sideline with no timeouts.
Did you see the hit after he let that ball go?
Yeah.
Well, it took one right to the chops, and there was no flag. 11-yard gain for Georgia. 1st and 10 on our 43, moving away from us down to the far end of the field. Stockton in the pocket. Are they going to check that play now for targeting, maybe? The previous play.
Going on the field with the first down, inbounds. The previous plays under review.
Yeah. We need to limit this.
Gotta look at another
There needs to be a limit. Coaches only have so many challenges, right? Or we lose timeouts. We need to lose this review stuff constantly. You talk about momentum that you're building, driving off your -1, trying to go down and make something out of a first half that has just stunk, honestly, since the beginning. And we can't get any rhythm going because we're reviewing every single play.
Checking for another spot of the ball. We're looking at the replay. Now watch the hit on Gunner on that pass play to Colby.
That's textbook targeting. I mean, textbook targeting.
And the Auburn player lost his helmet on the hit.
And I don't think
after it hit Gunner in the side of the helmet.
And can you? I was just about to ask. I don't know if that's a reviewable play in this process.
The replay booth can buzz down and take a look at targeting even if it's not called on the field. And they're seeing it every time they run this replay to look where Colby was or was not out of bounds. you keep seeing that same play, but still no indication. Oh, he took a vicious smack right to the head on the release of that football. So another play is under review with 1:03 to go in the second quarter. 10-0, in case you've forgotten. Auburn in front. Scored a touchdown in the first quarter, a field goal here in the second. And Georgia came up with a huge defensive play on the goal line. Auburn fumbles. Raylan Wilson poked the ball free, and now they're trying to drive.
Number 4, the defense hit a protected player above the shoulders with his helmet. Therefore, targeting has been created as a foul. Number 4 disqualified from the game. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. It'll be first down.
All right, you get all that? They did call targeting on the play. Kayan Lee, the cornerback. So he's disqualified. And 15 yards added to where the ball was spotted for Georgia. So now the Dogs are in Auburn territory with 63 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
I mean, just what a turn of events here for Georgia. And Auburn fans can get upset all they want to. When they show in the offseason the training videos for the umpires, that hit to Gunnar Stockton is an example of textbook targeting. Georgia is staying super composed here as they work their way down the field at the end of the first half.
Dogs are on the Auburn 42, 1st and 10. Cash Jones in the backfield. Humphreys in motion to the right. Stockton looks left, throws down the middle. He had Lucky, and he short hopped him and threw it behind him. He had Lawson Lucky around the 25-yard line. The ball landed behind him as Lucky tried to slam on the brakes, slide to a catch, but he couldn't adjust to it. The throw was behind him and incomplete.
Love attacked the middle of the field there. Got to be on target. If that's on target, that's touchdown, Dogs. Live to play another day, though. Flush that one. The next throw that Gunnar makes is going to be the most important one.
2nd and 10. Clock at a minute to go in the half. Georgia with the ball on the Tiger 42-yard line. Auburn with a 10-0 lead, but the Dogs can change their fortunes here in the last 60 seconds. Officials haven't turned them loose yet.
Boy, the officials think we came here to watch them officiate tonight. You must have had a broken down marker. I see a referee running down the sidelines carrying what looks like a new down marker. You know, those digital ones, Scott, they're a little finicky.
Yeah, they may have had to replace it.
Where's the old school flip card?
Or else he was having drinks in the on-field suite. I'm not sure. He came running down the sideline. 2nd and 10 for the Dogs on the Auburn 42. They're moving away from us down on the far end of the field. Stockton, shotgun snap. He's in the pocket. He's got time. Now he rolls to his right, looking. Now he just throws it over the Georgia bench and into the hedge.
You're going to get a late hit call.
There is a flag down at the 47 on that Georgia sideline. Might be 15 more yards for the Dogs.
You had Amaris Williams. He had a hold of Gunnar Stockton as Gunnar Stockton was throwing that football. The problem is he didn't let him go and brought him all the way to the ground. You got to let him go in that situation.
15 more for the Dogs. This is Georgia's best drive of the night, and it's been aided so far in 30 yards and penalties. 27 is where they spot the ball on the Auburn 27. 1st and 10 for the Dogs. 53 seconds remain. We don't have any timeouts. Snap to Gunnar. He throws over the middle, off the hands of Lucky again as he came out of his route, turned and faced the line of scrimmage, and the ball goes right through his hands. Had some juice on it. It lands incomplete in the end zone. That'll stop the clock with 49 seconds. 2nd and 10 from the Auburn 27.
Pressure in his face. Kieron Crawford was in the face of Gunnar Stockton very quickly after the snap.
And they've gone to that play a couple of times here. They're seeing something that they like, but they haven't been able to complete it yet. 2nd and 10, Georgia on the Auburn 27, trying to get on the board. Quick throw, Gunnar in the right side to Branch, flagged down as he makes the catch around knee high and then gets out of bounds. And it might be an offside on Auburn.
Does he want it? Does he want it? You want it?
I want it. You want it, Scott?
I think he's asking. Ken Williams is asking Kirby Smart if he wants the penalty, so it is on Auburn. Or he wants to take the play on the catch from Branch.
Offside. Defense for 17. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
The ball's on the 22 now.
Auburn fans are incensed, and I'm here for all of it, Scott.
That's 32 yards in penalty. We're here for that, too. 2nd and 5 for the Dogs on the Auburn 22. Cash Jones to the right of Gunner. He motions out to the left. We throw it the opposite way to Colby Young. He's got a screen and got blocking. He's fighting through the defense down to the 5-yard line, and they usher him out of bounds in a huddle. We had Monroe Freeling down there blocking, and the surge just kept going down to the 5-yard line. 17 yards if it's at the 5, and the Dogs move right into the Massey Ferguson red zone. It's on the 6, but it's goal to go. 16 yards on that. Gunner surveys into the end zone, throws it away out of the back right corner, trying to go to Colby Young, but he was pinned in on the back pylon by Auburn's Rayshawn Pleasant.
Smart decision from Gunner there. That's your first read with no timeouts. In that situation, Colby Young covered up well, throwing into the second row of the stands.
27 seconds remain. Clock's stopped after the incomplete pass. 2nd and goal, Georgia from the 6. They've come off their 1 after Auburn turned it over on the goal line. Lucky to the right. Humphreys, Young, and Branch to the left. Jones in the backfield. Branch in motion. Gunner rolls to the right, looking, pressure, throws it away again. Had to get rid of it. They were going to eat him alive as Gunner ran towards the far sideline. And that was, I think, Crawford it was Atkins that was bearing down on him. And he had to get rid of it again. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 6.
I feel like it was a missed opportunity to run the ball on first down there. You had enough time on the clock, even though you didn't have timeouts. You could have taken the opportunity to run the football to see if you could get it in the end zone. When you chose to throw it, you pretty much sealed the fate for the rest of this drive here. Now, to me, got to get this ball in the end zone.
21 seconds remain in the quarter. 3rd and 6. 3rd and goal from the 6. Dogs with Colby Young to the right and 3 receivers to the left. The left side is the wide side, and now a flag.
You shouldn't be allowed to run back and forth 3 times. Auburn had a defender run to the sideline back and forth 3 times while they were holding on to the football because Georgia substituted.
And we don't have any timeouts, and they know that, so we had to take a delay penalty because they weren't ready. Yeah, that's kind of abuse of the rule, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So that backs us up to the 11. 5-yard penalty on the Dogs. Gunner takes the snap. Pressure, throws it towards the end zone. No, it never got there. It was deflected at the line. Incomplete pass. Auburn hit it at the line of scrimmage. And that may have been Bobby Jamison Travis, a junior college transfer that got a piece of that one.
It was.
At least
smart
the way
play.
He was reacting.
Absolutely. Smart play by him. Scott could not get any pass rush, so he just stops and gets his hands up.
All right, we're going to try for 3 with Peyton Woodring. About a 29-yard field goal from the right hash, kicking away from us, kicking to the left. Snap, hold, kick on the way, and it's good. Dogs get 3, get on the board for the first time. 13 seconds remain, and with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs Athletic Scholarship Funds for student athletes across all sports. Thank you to Allstate. Well, how's that for coming off the deck? On the 1-yard line, Auburn was going in to go up by 3 scores. They fumble on the 1, and the Dogs take it from the 1 all the way down to the other end of the field. They have to settle for 3, but they take 3, and they'll get the ball coming out to start the second half. So it might be the most improbable 2 for 1 that you might ever see, depending on what we do with the ball in the third quarter.
Absolutely. 12 plays, 88-yard drive, 1 minute and 19 seconds with no timeouts. That was as good as they came. Of course, Auburn gave us a whole lot on that drive, and we were not able to fully capitalize.
Their first possessions of the half. Dogs ball, 1st and 10 on our 37. We trail 10-3. Frazier in the backfield with Gunner. 2 tight ends to the near side. Gunner wants to throw. He's got Big Colby. Breaks away from the defender. Across the 50 into Auburn territory. And tackled down around the 42-yard line of the Tigers. 21 yards. Atkins, the linebacker, and Champ Anthony, the safety, had to catch Colby Young. That's a Scana Energy first down.
Atkins a little worse for wear after tackling Big Colby Young there, too. Great job finding him in space.
Dogs in plus territory at the 42. They hand it off and run straight up the middle. There's not much there for Nate Frazier. Running between the tackles, he runs into Malik Blockton, one of their defensive linemen, at the 41-yard line. And they say no gain on the play. So 2nd down and 10. Dogs with 3 receivers to the near side. Now we motion Bell across the formation to the left. Gunner in the shotgun. There's the snap back. In the pocket, chased out to his right. Pump fakes. Now throws. Oh, he almost threw an interception on the Auburn sideline. There's a flag down in the Tigers secondary, and there's another flag on the other side of the field. Field judge says holding on Auburn's defense. I'm not sure what the other flag is. Now the officials will discuss it. Gunner, I'm not sure why he was throwing that football, man. There was a blue shirt right in front of him, and he almost threw it right in his belly.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Holding, number 17 is declined. Holding, number 13 is accepted. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So they had the cornerback Strader. And who was the other one on that the Atkins was holding to, the linebacker? They declined his, and they liked the other one better, so they took the one on the defensive back. Dogs 1st and 10 on the Tigers' 32-yard line. Who thought this could have been possible, about an hour ago in the second quarter, when it's 10-0 and Auburn's on the 1-inch line and apparently going in to go up 17-0. That's not the case now. 10-3, Auburn leads. And Georgia trying to threaten. Gunner with a play fake and a throw to Lucky down the far sideline, and it's incomplete. Right around the 10-yard line. Bryce Diaz, one of the linebackers, was covering Lucky. Man, we're desperately trying to get Lawson Lucky the ball, and we just can't get him the ball tonight.
We are. Gunner got locked on him and didn't see Noah Thomas on the post, wide open on the E in the end zone. Got locked in on Lucky on the boundary. Not a bad throw, not a bad thought either. But boy, Noah Thomas sure was running by himself down the middle of the field.
2nd and 10 for the Dogs on the Tiger 32, coming this way. Chauncey Bowens in the backfield, play fake Gunner. In the pocket, he moves around, comes down straight down the middle. It's caught. Noah inside the 5 at the 3, and they knock him to the turf. Noah Thomas with the reception. His first of the night. Champ Anthony with the tackle.
There's Noah Thomas. Great job moving the pocket, and now here Georgia's ready to go fast.
30-yard gain. They're in the Massey Ferguson red zone. Dogs goal to go on the Auburn 2. Handed off to Bowens. He goes low. He drives towards the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Bowens! That is some leg drive right there, my friends. Bowens went low, contorted his body, stretched the ball out across the goal line, broke the plane apparently. And the side judge came running in from the far sideline with his arms raised. And the Auburn student section, or fans underneath us, can't believe it here in the end zone. Dogs a point away from tying the game at 10. Extra point try by Peyton Woodring. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. Gunner to hold, Woodring to kick. Snap, hold, kick, up, and good. We're tied at 10, 7:23 to go. Third quarter. The Dogs have come off the deck and have tied it, but a long way to go. Timeout here in Auburn, Alabama. Our second half tonight brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Come see the friendly Franklin folks at one of their convenient Georgia locations. Georgia 10, Auburn 10. That's our new
down. We were bringing in our third down package, and it was a little slower than usual because he thought that Auburn subbed. And, of course, if the offense has substitutions, then the umpire stands over top of the ball and essentially kills the play until the defense gets an opportunity to make an equal substitution. Auburn didn't sub, though. Kirby thought that they did. They didn't.
So that brings us back to now at the 31-yard line. Tigers on their own 31. It's 3rd and 4. And they flip-flop 2 tight ends to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Cobb in the backfield with Arnold. They run a man in motion. We rush up the middle and sack. C.J. Allen with a sack. Arnold never had a chance to blink. They'll spot him where? At the 20, between the 22 and the 23. Wow. Loss of 8, maybe 9. 4th down. And here comes the punt unit. And Hudson Cock to kick it away. Wow. The left footer booms one. He's got backspin on it. It's hanging up high. Branch has called for a fair catch. He moves under it and makes it at the Georgia 40. What a tremendous play on that blitz by C.J. Allen, the linebacker. Just came clean, and Jackson Arnold went down. 37 yards on the punt by Auburn.
Here's how he came clean, Scott. You had a TE stunt with a linebacker blitz right up in A-gap. So the tackle comes first, and he takes the eyes of the center with him. Gabe Harris Jr. is the the outside defensive edge rusher. He's the E coming around. T went first. E came around. The left side of the offensive line's eyes went to him. Here comes C.J. Allen with nobody looking at him, able to sack the quarterback. Huge play.
We were certainly looking at him, and what a play it was. Frazier in the backfield. Play fake. Gunner wants to throw it, and Delp makes a juggling catch for the Dogs, falling to the turf at the Auburn 45-yard line. A gain of 15. Atkins the tackle. They're going to put it back on the just outside. They put it back on the 46, so give him 14 yards on the play. That's a Scana Energy first down. Dogs go fast. Gunner rolls out of the pocket. He's running, and he'll veer out of bounds as he ran out of space. He's going to get some positive yards on the play. And let's see where they mark him. He ran into the Auburn sideline as the pocket was kind of folding on him, and he ran out the right side of it, and he got 7 yards to the 39. 2nd and 3 for the Dogs. Looks like the ball might be closer to the 38-yard line. Actually, it is. In the pistol with Frazier behind Gunner. Bobo snaps it back, hands it to Frazier. Pressure from the edge. They're going to eat up Nate. Melendez, a linebacker, came in unblocked and drops Frazier for a loss on this near side. He was trying to run away from it, never had a chance. He lost 3 yards back to the 42. It's 3rd and 6.
Numbers didn't favor you there. Got to check out of that play and go to the other side where there are fewer Auburn defenders.
When they come clean, though, I mean, it's pretty easy for the defense. You just got to get there. Gunner on 3rd down to throw. Pressure from behind. He dumps it out in the flat to Cash Jones, who breaks one tackle down the sideline and then belted in the Auburn bench area around the 36 or so. I think he's going to be short, however. It's going to be 4th down. 4th down and 1. So Cash got 5. 4th and a yard on the 37.
Great individual effort here by Cash, giving you an opportunity to get this 4th down here. Breaking a tackle on the near side where Auburn's a very good tackling, open field tackling football team. Cash able to get loose and make this an opportunity for us to get after a 4th down.
Play clock at 7. Dogs in formation. Gunner wants the ball. He's going to take it and run. He pitches it to Frazier, who juggles it, then maintains possession, runs towards the far sideline, and he got the 1st down. Wow, that was almost a disaster.
And all of Bulldog Nation just exhaled. Oh, my goodness.
Pitch was a little bit behind Frazier, high on his right side. He was able to control the ball and still run and get the first down at the 32-yard line. He picked up 5 while he was doing a little juggling act. Bowen's in the backfield now. 1st and 10 Dogs on the Auburn 32 in a 10-10 ball game. Getting late third quarter, less than 3 minutes remaining. Branch slides in motion to the near side. We run a reverse with Dylan Bell, who will throw it. Branch wide open. Oh, he overthrew him. Dogs run a trick play. Dylan Bell tried to hit Zachariah Branch, who was wide open at the 20 on the Auburn sideline, and he had too much under it and threw it into the boundary.
Oh, just gather yourself and throw it. It was there. Tried to throw it on the run. Perfectly timed play call, though. Had him fooled completely.
The safety was coming up on the play for Auburn, but he was still 7 or 8 yards downfield when the ball flew over Branch's head. Dogs had a chance there. We missed the opportunity. 2nd and 10 on the 32. Dogs will run it at right tackle. And not much there for Bowens. Bowens on the carry to the 30. Picked up a couple. 3rd and 8. Clock moving, 2.5, now 2:29. Third quarter, we're tied at 10. Georgia was down 10-0 before a late first half surge. Auburn fumbles on the goal line. Dogs take it down 80-something yards and then kick a field goal and get points. And we've tied it up here in the second half. Branch in motion to the near side. Gunner throws it back on the other side to Delp, and he is clobbered. Oh, my goodness. Monroe Freeling was trying to block over there, but Auburn just ran right through it as they set up a backside screen to Delp, and he took a shot low by Atkins, the linebacker, and they dropped Delp on the 35-yard line, and it's 4th down and 13. We lost a lot of yards on that play.
Smoke is the play call. You had all motion going to the right side of the formation of Georgia's offense, and you sneak the tight end out the backside. Can't miss that one block. You get that one block, that play might go for a score.
We're going to try a 53-yard field goal. Right hash kicking this way. Woodring's kick on its way, and it is good! 53-yarders to give the Dogs the lead. Wow. 53 smackers on that one from Peyton Woodring. And with that good kick, the good hands at All-State will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs athletic scholarship funds for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, All-State. And thank you, Peyton Woodring. 53-yard boomer to put the Dogs up 13-10 with 1:22 to go in the third quarter.
53, that was good from 63, boys. Woodring just absolutely let it loose. And you see Kirby Smart on the TV in our booth just absolutely exhaling completely. What an emotional game. What a comeback in the last hour and a half.
First 50-yard plus try for Woodring this season, and he connects as he's 2 for 2 tonight, now 6 for 6 on the year. Stockton, the field opens up. He will run it straight up the middle. He cuts. They grab at the ball. He keeps the ball in his right arm, and now he's tackled short of the 25-yard line between the hash marks, it would appear. Put it back on the 27, I think, as he got 11, and it's 4th and 8 on the 27. The ball's in the middle of the field. Gunner knew at least to do that, didn't he? Kept the ball in the middle of the field for the field goal try.
Yeah, it was a quarterback draw designed there. Field opened up very nicely for him to stay in the middle, as you said, Scott.
So Peyton Woodring from the 35, 45-yard try, kicking away from us, far left end of the field. Snap, hold, kick in the air. Kick is no good. That ends a streak of 40 straight field goals under 50 yards for Peyton Woodring. His last miss under 50 yards was his freshman year back in 2023. And the Dogs have it on their own 22-yard line. 10:38 to play in the game, and Georgia leads by a slim 3 points, 13-10, but we were down 10-0 the entire first half, and then got a late field goal right before halftime to make it 10-3. Dogs from the 22, play fake, Stockton throws it. Oh, my goodness, we had a tight end breaking down the hash, but it was tipped between the quarterback and Oscar Delp. That was Xavier Atkins, who made a nice play about 7 yards this side of a Delp who was breaking open, and he would have streaked right down the hash mark, but they batted the ball away before it could get to Oscar Delp. Incomplete at 2nd and 10. Man, that was a nice play by the Auburn linebacker. Ball's on our 22. Branch motions out to the right. We hand it off to Big McCray. He runs left, and he's carrying a load of Auburn tacklers trying to bring him down, and they do at the 24-yard line. He got a couple. Kieran Crawford, the transfer from Arkansas State, and Strader, the guys that made the stop for Auburn.
Part of our struggles in the run game tonight, we've been running past color too often, going to the next guy. You cannot run past a free rush defender.
3rd down and 8. Dogs are 1 for 10 on 3rd down tonight. Snap it back. Pressure from the edge. Gunner throws. This time it's caught. London Humphreys at the 37, and he gets 3 more before they drag him down at the Bulldogs 40. Atkins made the tackle. 16 yards and a big first down for the Dogs as they keep the possession moving. 9:40 on the game clock. Georgia with a 3-point lead.
Oh, the pass protection held up just long enough, Scott, just barely able to let loose of that football.
Yeah, our right tackle was losing his block, and Gunner was able to get rid of that football. Handoff McCray. McCray with a block from Lucky on the right edge, and McCray just barrels his way up close to the 45. Atkins with another stop. He's going to feel all of these tackles tomorrow because there's a lot of contact going on as Josh McCray picks up 3 to the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Dogs on this side of the 50 on our own 44. Less than 9 minutes remaining. McCray stays in the game. Gets another handoff, runs straight ahead. One of their big tackles, big Jamison Travis. Bobby Jamison Travis, hyphenated last name, wrapped him up around the waist, just running straight up the hash mark. They got 3 to the 47. So the Dogs are biting off a little piece at a time. 2 yards here, 3 yards here, maybe 4 yards here. It's 3rd and 4 from our 47-yard line. 3 receivers right for Gunner. Cash in the backfield. And Noah Thomason tight to the left. Snap back. Stockton to throw and caught. Falling to the turf on the left side is Zachariah Branch right in front of the Auburn bench between the numbers and the sideline. And he falls to the turf right in front of Strader, too, the man that was trying to cover him.
Coach Smart said earlier this week in his presser that Gunner was going to have to take risks with his throw. That was a risky throw to the boundary. One-on-one coverage with Zach Branch. Ball had to be delivered on the money, and it was. Great throw from Gunner.
Needed 4, got 6 to the Auburn 47. Frazier the lone setback. Gunner's gone under center. 2 tight ends tight to the left and 2 receivers wide to the right. Handed off to Nate Frazier. Big hole. Flag down behind the play as Frazier gets into the secondary and is tackled around the 40 or the 39, but flag came out immediately.
Holding, offense number 56. 10-yard penalty for previous spot. Repeat first down.
That one's on Big Micah as we march back a little bit now. More time off the clock. 7:21 remaining. The ball back on the Georgia 43.
Yeah, you can't hook your guy, Scott. They frown upon
Well,
that.
you can. You just try not to get caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he got caught. So it's 1st and 20 on our 43-yard line. Delp in motion to the left. Snap it back to Gunner, and he'll throw it. A short little dump pass over the middle. Right on the logo, Zachariah Branch jumps in the air, makes a nice soft catch. Woodyard, the linebacker, makes a quick hit at the 48 or so of Auburn. So that's a gain of 9, and it's 2nd and 11. got a good chunk of it back. Clock continues to tick. Georgia leads 13-10 as we approach 6.5 minutes to play. Frazier in the backfield with Stockton. Tight end dealt tight to the left. And Gunner wants to hit Branch. He's in open territory. Little Billy Sims high kick on the leg action there on this near side as he caught it and went right in front of the Auburn bench down the sideline to before he was knocked out of bounds. I can't see down there. There's too many bodies where they knock him out of bounds. About 38-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, you saw the little high step there to get the safety to slow down just a little bit. And as soon as he did, Zach Branch turns into the physical run after the catch that he is and absolutely bowls his way for a first down.
So we had it 1st and 20. Now we got it 3rd and 1 on the 38. 3rd and a yard to go. McCray's in the game. Hand it to Big Josh. Oh, he ran straight, and then he tried to bounce out left, and they grab him behind the line. He's going to lose yardage. I think if he'd stayed on that path straight, he would have got it.
He had the hole there, just had the yard to gain, too. And then, as you said, Scott, just tried to bounce it out. Just stick your head up in there, big fella. You had the opportunity to get there.
Oh, he did. Looking at the replay now, he had it. Glover had cleared some space, and Bobo, the guard in the center, and he could have just hit right up in there behind him. Instead, it's 4th and 3 on the 40. Lost a couple of yards. 4th down. Dogs are going for it. Gunner rolls to the right, rolls the pocket right. He throws and hits his man. London Humphreys makes the catch on 4th down and gets the first down.
Scott Shock and I talked about in halftime one of the adjustments offensively that you could make because the pass protection was not holding up. So let's get Gunner. Let's move the pocket. And you see what we're able to do with him moving and throwing the ball on the run.
8 yards and a first down. Ball's on the Auburn 32. Dogs are driving and eating clock. 4:40 to go in the game. Georgia with a 13-10 lead. Frazier's in the backfield with Gunner. Hand it to Frazier. Breaks a tackle behind the line, gets over the line of scrimmage, and then Auburn's defense pushes him back at right tackle.
Georgia in the run game just leaning on Auburn a yard or two at a time, just leaning on them more, hoping that Auburn that just wears them down. And Nate Frazier and Chauncey Bowens or Josh McCray or whoever's back there just absolutely then all of a sudden breaks that arm tackle and busts off a big run.
We got 2 that time. It's 2nd and 8 on the Auburn 30. Frazier stays in the game. Stockton wants to throw. He's got Branch with a blocker out on the right edge. He makes the catch, darts behind Dylan Bell trying to screen for him, and then finally out of bounds at the 23-yard line. It's close to a first down. Didn't quite get it. It's 3rd, and we still need a yard. He got 7 to the 23. 3:33, 3:32. Clock ticking now under 3.5 minutes. Dogs taking their time. They don't have to be in a hurry here. Trying to eat that clock. Jam this thing in the end zone at the end of this drive. Stockton being held up by the official, the center judge, as substitutions were made. He's under center. 2 backs in the backfield, Frazier and an offside eye with McCray. And Georgia calls time. Dogs wanted to call a time before the snap of the ball, and they got it with 3:10 to go in the game. 3rd and a yard to go will be the play when we come back. Media timeout, our second half tonight, brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Georgia 13, Auburn 10. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These two Athens
in the game. Dogs are huddling. Ball's on the right hash as Georgia moves away from us in our broadcast position down on the far end of the field. They break the huddle quickly. Stockton under center. Frazier in the backfield. Going to roll to the right. Throw to Frazier. Oh, he caught it. Tumbles to the turf. He got the first down. Nobody around him, but Frazier just wanted to catch that ball and get down quick. And he did. Riddick and Falk were all in Stockton's face with rush pressure, but he beat them got Frazier the ball. He caught it and tumbled at the 18-yard line. He picked up 5 and a first down.
Secure the catch, get down inbounds, let that clock keep running. Georgia now really only has to run one more play before this clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout.
2:31 to go. 3 tight ends in the formation. 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Hand it to Frazier. Frazier at left tackle. Still upright at the 15-yard line after he ran through a hole at left guard. Delp's a little slow to get up. They finally slow up Nate enough. I don't think they ever got him on the turf. They finally blow the whistles and stop the forward progress. And Auburn will call a timeout as Nate got the ball down to the 15-yard line, a 3-yard pickup.
They were holding him up, trying to get that ball out of him, which Nate's prone to fumbling. He was holding on to that thing for dear life. No one was going to claw that football out of his hands.
Auburn uses its second timeout. They have 1 remaining. Georgia has 1 remaining. 2:18 left in the game. And the Dogs have a 2nd and 7 coming up with the ball on the Tiger 15-yard line. Let's go down to the attorney Ken Nugent sidelines and DJ Shockley. Give us some good news, Shock.
Well, things are going good right now, obviously moving the ball down. But remember I told you guys at halftime, Coach Smart challenged the offensive line and he challenged the running backs to run through tackles, but also to be more physical up front. Josh, I heard you talking about wearing on this Auburn front. This has been the epitome of what Coach Smart challenged his entire offense about, and we're seeing it come to fruition here. It could be a game-altering finishing here for this offense, but they've done everything Coach Smart asked them to do in this second half when he said challenge them to be the more physical unit.
Shock and Josh, this has been an incredible possession for Georgia. 15th play of the possession coming up. We moved 63 yards and taken 8 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock, and they're trying to wind it up and finish it strong here with 2:18 to go. Georgia leading 13-10. From the 15, 2nd down and 7. Turn around and hand it to Frazier. He follows Glover into the hole on the left hash, and down he goes at the 10-yard line. 5 yards into the Massey Ferguson red zone. Massey Ferguson, born to farm, built to perform. 3rd and 2.
2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. Georgia tonight, 4 of 14 on 3rd downs. There was a while there we had a big goose egg in that statistical category. McCrae's in the huddle for Georgia. Big Josh at 6 feet and 240, a 5th-year senior transfer from Illinois, is the lone setback. Gunner under center. He fakes it and rolls to the right. He's bootlegging. He's running to the end zone. 10, 5, corner, pylon, touchdown, I think. Yeah! He got there to the corner. Dogs may have just sealed it at 19-10 with 1:53 to go. Incredible. He dove over the pylon at the last second, but he was going to get in there any way, shape, or form that he could.
What a play call from Mike Bobo. The tendency all season long in short yardage situation when number 2 is in the backfield is to give it to Josh McCrae on an A-gap run. We gave them that look. Gunner pulls it, bootlegs for the touchdown. What a play call.
Point after by Peyton Woodring. Right down the middle. It's good, and it's 20-10. Dogs lead, 1:53 to go. 20 straight points for the Dogs. That Gunner Stockton touchdown is brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. And now really for the first time tonight, 88,000 don't have a whole lot to say, and many of them are looking for the exits.
I said earlier this year at Tennessee, there are a few places on this planet that are more enjoyable to turn silent. I was referencing Jordan Hare. Jordan Hare is my favorite place to turn silent. We've seen this place go this way many times over the years, and man, what a response. What a response from this young Georgia football team. You talk about a championship drive, Scott. 16 plays, 78 yards, 8 minutes and 45 seconds taken off the clock, and your quarterback, who was doubted when this season started, was the one who finished it off with a touchdown run to seal this game.
The defense is the most rested group on the Georgia sideline after that performance by the offense here in the fourth quarter. Here's Woodring's kick, pleasant, over, underneath, and did it get into the end zone or did it kick out of bounds? It was close to the pylon, and it was just inside the pylon in the left corner of the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback for Auburn. 1:53 to go. They're down 10, and they have one timeout. This game turned late in the second quarter when Auburn was going in for a 17-0 lead, and they fumbled on the goal line. Georgia came off the one and drove almost the length of the field, settled for 3 at the end of the half, and then have dominated here in the second half and have scored 20 straight points to lead at 20-10, 1:53 to play. Auburn on the 25. Arnold, play fake. Now he wants to throw. Oh, he escapes the pocket. He breaks free of a tackle. Would have been a sack. Now he's off and running towards the Auburn sideline and going to run out of bounds into friendly territory across the 35, maybe right at the 35. Elo Madozi's the guy that almost had him for a sack. The Army transfer couldn't get him on the ground, and Arnold took off and gained 10 yards on the scramble.
You saw how strong Arnold was there. Just shook him off.
Stop the clock with the run out of bounds at 1:43 remaining. Arnold motions Cobb to come into the backfield with him, so he shifts off the H-back spot and back into the backfield. Snap it back into the shotgun. Arnold wants to throw over the middle and almost intercepted Dalen Everett. He had it in his arms and dropped it as he stumbles to the ground, trying to go to Perry Thompson. That would have been a cherry on top, but Dalen couldn't hang on to it. He broke in front of Thompson, crossing the middle, and dropped the interception. 1:39 to play. Second down and 10 for Auburn. They're down 10.
Dalen ran a route better than the receiver ran the route.
He just didn't catch the ball.
Well, that's why he's a cornerback, Scott.
That's right, but he's good at running routes. You just said it. All right, Arnold's got it in the shotgun. Want to throw wide to his left, and his receiver was running towards the end zone, and the ball lands about 7 or 8, 10 yards behind him. Cam Coleman, some confusion there between the quarterback and the route run by the receiver. It's an incomplete ball into the Georgia sideline. 3rd and 10. Clock stops at 1:35 remaining. Auburn 8 of 15 on 3rd down, but they haven't been too steady with that in the last couple of quarters. They go with an empty set here from their 35-yard line. Pressure up the middle. They hold tough and keep the pocket clean, and Arnold fires it out to Coleman on the Auburn sideline. We wrestle him out of bounds with Dalen Everett. And out of bounds where? At the 42-yard line, 43-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 2 as they pick up 7 yards. Auburn ready to go. Clock at 1:29. They run it on 4th down and 2 straight up the gut. And they got it. They got the first down by just a smidge. They got enough to the 45. 3-yard gain. Auburn ready to go. Clock moving at 1:20. 1:19. Arnold bounces in the pocket, dumps it over to Cobb. He threw it short, threw it at his feet. Cobb couldn't catch it. Couldn't lift it up off the grass. Incomplete on that little 7 and 8-yard throw from where Arnold was in the pocket to where his running back was, wide open, just a little bit downfield. 2nd and 10 on the 45. Minute 17 to play. Georgia with a 10-point lead. Dogs with only 2 linemen, really. Elo Madozi. We bring 3, and we pressure Arnold. Miller almost got to him, but he unloads and throws it into the Auburn bench, and their receiver, Thompson, can't make the catch right on the sideline. Incomplete. Kristen Miller and Justin Williams had great pressure on Arnold that time.
Justin Williams was the free rusher, but Kristen Miller dispatched his offensive lineman so fast he looked like the free rusher.
Stadium continues to thin out. 3rd and 10 on the 45 for Auburn. They snap it back to Arnold. He rifles one that's caught at midfield by the Tigers. That's the tight end Preston Howard, no relation He's right on the logo at the 50. It's 4th and 4. Auburn goes quickly. Arnold takes the snap, will run it up ahead. Nowhere near. We eat him up at the 50-yard line. It's the Dogs' ball, and it's the Dogs' game. 53 seconds to go. Georgia takes over on downs. Auburn came off the tracks after they had a 10-0 lead. And we're going in the end zone for a 17-0 lead, and they fumbled the ball and never recovered after that. That was in the second quarter late. Georgia with 20 straight points to lead at 20-10. Now they've got the ball back at midfield and 53 seconds to go.
The rideshare lot's about to get real busy, Scott.
Hopefully you got your own wheels.
I got my own wheels. I'm talking about these Auburn fans walking out of here.
Victory formation for Georgia. Anything sweeter than saying that in this location. Gunner takes a knee. Clock moves, 45 seconds to go. Auburn has a timeout left, but they're not going to use it apparently. There'll be a lot of talk about this game from an officiating standpoint, I can guarantee you that. But Auburn's already had one of those this year, just not at home. 26, 25 seconds. The Dogs snap it one more time, take one more sweet, beautiful knee, and Gunner Stockton does right on the big Auburn logo. That's a perfect place to kneel down to win the game. Dogs are winners tonight, 20-10. They've won 9 in a row in the series. That matches the longest winning streak in school history in this series. Georgia now 5-1 on the year, 3-1 in the SEC, and what a comeback off the deck. I mean, we were going to be dead and buried, Josh, if they punch it in on the goal line late in the second quarter. And when the ball came loose, when Raylan Wilson punched it out of the arms of Jackson Arnold, and Georgia recovered that fumble on the 1 on the goal line, it was a different game after that.
Absolutely. Coach Smart talks all the time about play the moment, play the next moment. That's the only one you can worry about. That one moment totally turned the tide in this entire football game. The punch out from C.J. Allen, and then the recovery from Kyron Jones. And then not only that, Scott, we still had to go down the field to put points on the board after that, and we did. The offense, that was the first time the offense looked like they actually had life in this game. What a huge turning point.
Auburn made 2 critical penalties. I think they had 3 on that possession when we got the field goal, but 2 big 15-yarders that really hurt, including 1 targeting. And that ended up helping Georgia out a lot, and they got into field goal range. And Peyton Woodring connected to give the Dogs 3. Going into the locker room, it was a 7-point game, and then it was all Georgia from there on out. Dogs win it. Here tonight in Auburn, Alabama, it's Georgia 20 and Auburn 10. The Tigers, with yet another loss in the series, now 3-3 on the year and 0-3 in the SEC. Georgia, a well-deserved slow walk to the locker room after that performance. Wow. What a night. Georgia a winner. Stay tuned for our post-game coverage. That's coming up straight ahead from Auburn, Alabama. It's going to be party time in Athens tonight. Georgia wins it 20-10 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Gunner Stockton, quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs.
And I'm Ken Nugent, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia's favorite personal injury attorney.
This season, Ken and I are teaming up to make our touchdowns count even more.
That's right. For every touchdown the Dogs score this year, I'm donating $200 to the boys and girls.
Well, beyond the earth, beyond all things that gave us birth, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. If God is throwing dice, and Einstein doesn't mind the chance, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. Infinity runs deep, eternity that we can keep. We'll navigate
Mitchell makes the catch. He breaks away. 30, 25, 20, veers inside. 10, breaks the tackle. 5, breaks another one. Touchdown!